How's it going, everyone? This is my first video ever, but I figured I'd do a deck profile since I'm really into card games and stuff. So, as you can see, this is an Eldlich Numeron deck profile because of this guy that should absolutely be banned. But hey, we're going to play the best cards we can right now while that's currently in this format. So, I got some inspiration recently from our Ready for Duel post. There was a guy who talked with an interesting twist on this, so I think you guys know what it is, but figured, hey, and this is a good experiment for my filmmaking, so just want to try that out. All right. So let's jump into it. First off, 2 of the big Golden Lord. Center that up. Interesting enough, you can summon any zombie from your hand with this. It's not just him, and it's optional, so don't forget that. Like sometimes, if you already summoned your goon or something, or use Verte's effect, you can keep it just in hand. It's no big deal, and he's a really good removal too for any kind of problematic floodgates. So yeah, fantastic card. 3 of the Searcher, Cursed Land. Love this card. Just remember you can't attack with it. And even if they ogre it or something, like, it's not that big of a deal. You just send Golden Lord. Sometimes though, you gotta be a little picky on when you send stuff or not, depending on your hands, obviously. But I think a lot of you guys know that already. Then for the elixirs, I play 3 Scarlet and 1 White Destiny. This is coming up more and more. I'm seeing this more in profiles. I like it a lot. Just because, like, sometimes you'll have S0 up and you'll have a Golden Lord in graveyard. You want to get him back on field to do your cards, and it turns off Ash because they can't Ash this card, so that's why you play it essentially. So you can just get a body out, get all your trap cards online, and also you can just search it, and it's just another target for it. So you can grind just like a little longer, I feel. Then of course 3 Conquistador and 2 Huaquero, or what is it? Huaquero. Yeah, I should learn Spanish. But obviously pops a card, level 5, and they're all lights, and this is 18-16. So I forgot that his defense is actually decent, so it's sometimes a lot better just to put him in defense, unless you're playing dinos, of course. DD Crow really good. You only need 2 though, I think. You can get bogged down sometimes with hands with having like too many Huaqueros. You just generally dump your Conquistadors, do stuff, and then depending on your matchup, like Dragon Link or whatever, you do Huaquero for that. It's pretty good. Now for everyone's favorite card that are totally fair, 3 Numeron Wall. Yeah, this card's a Battle Fader also, which is weird, but yeah, it can search out this field spell and everything, so it's pretty good. Obviously, quick effect too. You can do it on your opponent's turn. I always try to do it at the end phase. I feel like it's a better time. Then I'm only playing 2 Network, a Terraforming, and 1 Calling. So yeah, that's kind of weird. And I talked about this with some of my buddies, like, when we initially started this is like, it's an amazing engine, but it's not, I don't even want to say glass cannon is the term. It's just not the best. I don't know. It's just not the best right now. Everyone can play around it. So you got to be careful. And that's why I think it's better to kind of, put in the bare minimum amount that you need that would work. This ratio works really fine. There's a lot of times when I was initially playing this at 3 and this at 2, I was seeing them a lot more than you needed to. And it's either you're going to install them out, and if it gets combo, you're just going to win the game, or you're going to be able to hand trap them enough, and then, next turn, you're going to still be, as long as you get access to him, which you have 4 accesses with these, you're going to be able to OTK. So it's just, why not? I don't think bogging down too much on the extra cards, you may disagree, which please leave a comment. It's totally fine. Still trying to figure out this deck. It still feels like a solid tier 1.5, maybe tier 2 kind of deck, but yeah. And yeah, if you just didn't know, and also just one thing to note too, if they ogre this or like Cosmic Cyclone, it's a field spell. So if this effect is tied to this, it actually, it fizzles, so it doesn't actually even like attempt to resolve, because as soon as a face-up card like a continuous spell or a field spell leaves, the effect completely stops, so you don't get locked into only summoning 1 extra time a turn. Playing only 1 Memories of Hope, actually. It's good, it's just like, you can brick a lot. There's a lot of bricks in this deck, so it's a good sack card though, and it's nice to side out though, but like sometimes when you see this with Eldlich and you're just like, alright, I mean, like with the Numeron engine, you're just like, alright, let's just draw and go nuts. Like, it's nutty, but it's just, I don't know. It's kind of like a sacky card, like a lucky one sack of, which it feels better that way, I guess. It's almost kind of like the Soul Charge mentality, where Soul Charge was here. When Soul Charge was 3, it felt okay, but at 1, it felt like insane. So yeah, I kind of went through there. And I apologize if there's any little shaking. Again, trying to get used to the setup. Now here's the thing that a lot of people probably predicted, but 3 Lilith, Lady of Lament. So she's if you don't remember, I mean, Mystic Mind players play her because, you know, they like Satan. But quick effect, tribute any dark, and then reveal 3 traps. Normal traps can be same name, different name, anything like that, as long as they're normal traps. And then your opponent picks one at random, you set it. So the main ones you're searching in this are Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine, and then Infinite Permanence. Where she works really well, though, is she gets enough stuff off. She gets herself off the field. So you can also, so you can still do your Numeron plays. And what's interesting about her too is, like, say you have like an awkward play of, like, you have a Conquistador and a, Eldlich on field. A lot of times, like, if you want to get rid of these two, you want to, you search your Golden Lord and then send the Eldlich. What you can do actually instead is you can discard these two, target Lilith, and then chain Lilith, because she's a quick effect and she's cost to tribute, so you can actually get her off the field. This kind of doesn't feel like you're killing your own card that way. You're just doing an action, and then you can bounce it back the Eldlich and still get this on field, and like you get more advantage, I feel like, out of it. So just that's a little interesting thing to do there. Got to play this engine, of course. Why am I calling it an engine? It's just a luck sack card, but yeah, playing the Dragoon, you got to. Pretty darn insane. And then last but not least, I want to show the hand traps. So playing 3 Ash, 2 Valor, and then the Gamma package. Let me try to set it a little bit. And then also 3 Imperm on top of that, which actually, let me just put those right there. Yeah, pretty good. Valor's like all right, but it's just like a nice way. It's better than playing Nibiru, I feel like, in the main, because a lot of decks are playing around that right now, and this stops Ignoble pretty well too. So Gamma's been fantastic for just any of the searchers. This is the new Called by the Grave, essentially. So for you budget players out there, pick this card up because it's a rare now. It's really good. Imperm, obviously, amazing in this deck, especially because we're playing Lilith. You can search it, reveal it with Elixir. So every time you draw Lilith, she's pretty much alive. And if not, who cares? You're just going to, you can discard her off or something, or just use her as a hitter. So yeah, that's the main deck, 40 cards. We'll go on the extra deck real quick. So playing the Hellspawn Super Saiyan Man, Zexal, and then just 1 of each gate. So just remember, I messed up actually, and I had to do a little bit. I let my opponent replay the last time I used this, but it's attack and defense. I should just be able to read that, but just remember that. So a lot of times it's actually better to summon in defense mode than anything. But yeah, this, and then obviously OTK engine, it's nuts. I had one guy who tried to negate it, but then he forgot that, if they negate like one of these guys with like Chalice or something, these other guys will still pump him. So just attack with one of the, like, if they need to get number 4, just attack with everything else, then attack with 4, and it's the same thing. It was an odd thing when he did that, so that doesn't come up that often. One but rare ladies. I just I'm not playing extravagance, so I don't need to double up on anything, and it's just like, this feels okay, and this guy's nice to go into just to kind of spin a card and everything. If there's problems, like, he's really good for that. One of the big cannon and one of his big sister. Just deal 2,000 for game, or if there's just a problematic, burn 2k, then hit for 6k, because this thing's just it's a train. Yeah. Really good. These are like okay. I might side these out eventually. I'll have to see. I'm going to locals this week, and I'll let you guys know if I make any changes. 1 Omega, because we're playing Gamma, and it's also good for Dogmatica because you recycle stuff. 1 of Y. 1 of Please Ban. These guys, they can go to ban list together, because just why do they make these cards so good? But because we're playing a control league deck, you got to play this guy. Insane. Doesn't target on destruction either. Just a little thing I found out too. He has so many things. He just gets better every time you read him. So a lot of people probably remember that from here. But just maybe if someone picks up 1 pit of knowledge from watching this video, I think that's worth it. So yeah, 1 of him. 1 of the Spider. You know, it's for the trap cards. I play one Phoenix just for removal, and I just want a generic Link 2 that I can make off of anything I have on the board. So if you have a Lilith and a trap, it's, you know, you can get something out of it. One Verte, because, yeah, he's insane. He's really, really good. Does a ton of damage and everything. So it's, what am I saying? Hang on. Sorry, had a mental break there, but one Verte doesn't do a lot of damage. Summons out your Dragoon, obviously, and is very good. Also, probably should ban this card and everything. When I was playing zombies, I actually used him to copy the Super Poly thing, too. Something a lot of people are saying now they're starting to do is actually using his effect to target a monster to make it dark, and then just negating it with Dragoons, so that way then he's not out there to just get killed or run over by an ultimate conductor. So... And I play one Appaloosa in case, you know, they have the cherries or something. It's, you know, pretty good. And just, you know, pump 4 monsters into it, or just link climb into it. It's a good negation. And one access code just for problematic stuff because, hey, not being able to respond is pretty good with this card. So, yeah, definitely a good choice for here, I think. You could maybe do like Avra Max too or something. I know the list that I kind of got the Lilith idea from did Avra, but it's just like... If you're going to do that, you might as well just do IP Masquerana, I think. I don't know, because then that way, you know, can't be targeted or anything. But this one I like a lot just because it's simple and he can carry his own weight. And last but not least, but let's go on the side deck, 3 of Nibiru, because, yeah, it's combo city right now, so this is pretty good, especially against Ignoble. A lot of people were like, thinking that this card was kind of going away, but thanks to Ignoble coming into the game, and like a lot of times when Nibiru is on the Link Ross play, because they want to start like recurring stuff from their graveyard, so like when you hit that, then they're getting a really weak token off of it, and they've already extended enough where it's kind of awkward to try to get back, and even if they get back to something, it's generally just like one Savage or just a random card, so it's yeah, it's pretty good. So 3 Lancia. This I wasn't running before, but because Dinosaur is so prevalent, yeah, this card's amazing for that, and Dragon Link. So, yeah, this absolutely, I think you gotta play just to stop Miscellaneousaurus and all those banishing effects. And it protects you for your Golden Lord if they're trying to bring out, like, Ice Dragon's Prison or something. Pankratops, this card's nuts. You see it, you're gonna be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With this. You may not win, but you're gonna be able to play. It's insane. And then 3 Dark Ruler, because I don't have Lightning Storms, but this card's fantastic. Just shut down everything, and, you know, with just a Golden Lord and another Spell and Trap, you can pretty much get there. And that's what's so nice about Eldlich, the Golden Lord, is these cards are never dead. So, like, if you're grinding in the game and this just comes up and you still have a Lord in graveyard, cool, free cost. It's pretty nice. Then I play 1 Duster and 1 Twin Twisters. Because I don't have enough space for Cosmic Cyclones, I wanted to get more advantage out of just a single spell card, so I just decided to go with this. It's been pretty good. Duster obviously is busted. And then for the last 3 evenly matched, because Numeron Geist are a thing, and there's some other decks, like back row decks, that you want to deal with, especially like Subterra and everything. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for sticking around, listening. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comments. Please ban. But yeah, thanks guys.